I'm live. Hello. Surprise. I'm actually doing a live stream again on a Monday, and nobody knows, which means nobody's in here. So while I wait a couple seconds for people to just randomly pop in, I'm going to just share this thing on the old social media, and we'll see how long it takes for anyone to hop in. Hopefully soon. Usually it's pretty quick, and I have literally nothing on my mind. So I'm hoping that people give me some good stuff to talk about. Even though I hate the dead air. Hey, what's up, people? They're popping in now. Why doesn't these numbers on this YouTube thing doesn't even show me when people are popping in? I have to wait for chat comments. What's up, guys? SU and Jan Weber and Josh Waterfield and Traykov and Leonard. What is up, guys? There we go. I put it on the old Twitter. What's happening? Obscure Media popping in. What's up, man? How you guys doing? Yeah, like I was just saying, I don't actually have much on my mind other than just all the random gaming stuff going on, and because Mondays make live streams so possible in the middle of the day, I figured I would do it. I don't really have a whole heck of a lot of time, but oh my god, I got a huge super chat. Sabbath, dude, a $10 super chat. That is amazing. Thank you so much, man. I wish you had a question so I could answer something for you, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Very appreciated. That is so cool. Shadow Price, what's up, man? How you doing? So yeah, kind of just almost like a Q&A, I guess, you guys. There's really no topics on my mind. There's not been a lot of gaming news, which is so freaking sad. It's part of the reason I did a Q&A video yesterday and just kind of asked you guys for topics and things to talk about because it's like there just isn't much going on right now. Devil Luke says, "Do you think we will see nothing this month?" I'm assuming you mean like a Nintendo Direct or something from Nintendo. Man, nah, I feel like March is the time. This just feels like the time for Nintendo to finally do something, say something, show something. Like, even if their hand is being forced and they haven't been able to talk about games even though they wanted to, at some point they know they've got to be conducting their business. And in order to conduct business, they have to have games and products and stuff to talk about, and so they're going to have to address the world at some point and address, the gaming community like, "Hey, we're making some video games. Here they are." And it's just like, I get that things have probably been very hard for them as far as making announcements and having Nintendo Directs, but they've just got to jump into it at some point. I can't imagine that March won't be the time that we finally hear from them. Um, Got a question. Did you play either of the Bloodstains? Oh, because there was the 8-bit one. Yeah, I played them both. I own them both and I played them both. I have a complicated relationship with Bloods like Ritual of the Night, like the actual Bloodstained, because I played the Switch version, which I kind of regret. And before the big patch that they finally released a little bit ago, I really struggled with that game and I ran into some kind of weird game breaking glitch and I actually had to restart the game. I've put like 30 hours into the game, but that's between like two different playthroughs. So I spent a ton of time with it and it's good. Like I appreciate what the game was going for. I do like it, but I don't love it. And the Switch version was so busted for the first couple of months, man. Like the button delay was so bad and it was crashing on me. So it's tough, but I like what it was trying to do. And I would like to see them maybe even make a sequel and hopefully make it better. Now there's a lot of people showing up here. Hey, Kieran, what's up? Hey, Dante. 2020 so far has been pretty slow when it comes to gaming. It sure has. It's about to get crazy, though. I mean, freaking Ori and the Will of the Wisps comes out this week, so that's game changing. And then March and April and May have a ton of good games. Just not a bunch of good Nintendo games, right? There's like no Nintendo game. Or I'm sorry, there's Animal Crossing. I forget about Animal Crossing. But other than that one game, there's not a lot. What's up, VG? What's up, JC? How about that Spawn MK11 trailer? I didn't play MK11. Seeing Spawn made me smile today. So I saw that he was announced. They kind of announced him a while ago. I haven't even watched the trailer, but I have Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch. I have the Fighters Pass thing, actually. It was on sale over Christmas for like $15. It was like discounted from 40 to 15. So I bought it, and it's great because all the DLC characters have been awesome. And now that Spawn's coming, I'll get to play him. Okay, now I'm getting a lot of questions and I'm missing a lot of them. Let's see. Yo, buddy, super hyped for Ori on Wednesday. Yes, Eric, me too. Tomorrow is Mario Day, would be a perfect direct announcement day. Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited about the Mario Day thing. I don't know. I mean, the Mario Day thing is cool. Like it's cool and fun that Nintendo talks about it, but I don't know if I expect tomorrow to be the day that they announce a direct. It could happen. I mean, usually the trends are usually like they'll announce on Tuesday for a direct on Thursday, right? And give us all like a day lead time between. So I guess it's possible, but I can't prepare myself emotionally for a Nintendo Direct until Nintendo does it. So it's tough, man. We just have to keep waiting and waiting, and it sucks, and we all want it, and it is what it is. Um, so yo, clocked it. What's up, buddy? Caught me eating dinner, but I hope this is a Skyward Sword Defense live stream. If not, I'll make fun of your beard. What's wrong with my beard, man? Of course, it's a Skyward Sword Defense stream, man. I am like one of the world's biggest Skyward Sword defenders, as evidenced by my Twitter post that I just made. I freaking love Skyward Sword, man. That game isn't even. It's not even just good. It's not even just underrated, even though those are true. It's actually great. That game qualifies as great. The same way people look at games like Ocarina of Time or Halo or Uncharted as great games, which they all are. Skyward Sword is great. I believe that in my core. I've played that game 3 times. It's freaking amazing. So there you go. That's my Skyward Sword defense for the day. I've done it. Skyward Sword is not a good game, says Ocean Trick. Madness. I mean, it's fine. To each their own. Don't get me wrong. I mean, everyone can have their own opinion, but I just truly love Skyward Sword. I think it's awesome. Good afternoon, sir. Hey, Brian. What's up, SU? I said hey to you. Eric, Dylan, Ishi. Yes, he does. Oh man, the Colin Moriarty stuff is starting. I hear every week. I hear in my comments that I look like Colin Moriarty. It's pretty funny. He has more hair than I do, so there's that. Hey, Rob, just saying hi really quick. Can't stay long. Do more of these. Okay, Tyler. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for showing up, man. Believe it or not, I work tomorrow, but I'm using PTO. I'm actually on vacation for the next week after tomorrow. And so since I have so much time off, because I had to just burn some PTO before I lost it, carry over from the prior year. So I'm taking the next week off starting on Wednesday. And yeah, maybe I can do a couple live streams throughout the week because everyone really seems to like it when I do these. And it is a lot of fun. Thoughts on the Bud Light virus? It sucks. It sucks and it's scary, but it's probably all going to be okay at the end of the day. VG says we need a new original Star Fox game in the vein of Assault with online dogfights on Switch. Why do people sleep on this IP? Bro, I agree. And I honestly truly feel like, Star Fox is on weird, shaky ground, but I do think we're going to get a Star Fox game on the Switch. And I would love one. You use Assault as the comparison. I would love a Star Fox Assault type game. Star Fox Assault, man, that game was ahead of its time, really. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And what they did with the online stuff, I mean, if only that was released in the era where online gaming was more of a thing, because it was awesome where you could be in the R-Wing, or you could be in the Landmaster, or you could be on foot, and you're running around and you're shooting people up in R-Wings. And I mean, dude, it was so cool. It was so, so cool. And so, yeah, I would love for them to do another Star Fox game on Switch. I think it's coming back. You heard it here first. I think it's coming back. Somebody says, Nick says my Switch is broken. Let me full screen this. My Switch is broken and I lost the question. Oh, and it's at no now. I don't know what that says. March 10th, bro, I am so sorry. I cannot follow that comment. I tried. I don't know what you're trying to say there. It doesn't make sense to me. Wonder if Retro Studios was working on a 3D Donkey Kong that didn't pan out. No, I don't know why. I don't know if I think that that's what they were doing. Because obviously Retro's been doing something for the past 6 years, right? It was 5 years between Tropical Freeze and the announcement that they were given Metroid Prime 4. It was like literally almost exactly 5 years. And during that time, we know Retro Studios was making something. Like they were making a game. Reggie said that several times. He would talk about them making something, and we never saw it. And so everyone wonders what was Retro doing. And I mean, maybe they were making a third Donkey Kong game, and it's not that I would hate that. I mean, I would still be excited for it. I love Donkey Kong, but I just don't think that whatever they were doing was a Donkey Kong game. I feel like they were doing something else, which is weirdly more exciting to me because maybe it was even a new IP. How cool would that be? Or maybe they were working on something else Nintendo, like a Star Fox or an F Zero or I don't know, a Kid Icarus or something. And it's like, yeah, we want to see what Retro Studios was doing, before they were given Metroid Prime 4. We know that they were making something. They weren't just sitting on their butts for 5 years. Like they were making a game. And so I just don't know if I could possibly predict that it's a Donkey Kong game. It just doesn't feel like that's what they would have been doing. Because here's the thing, if they were making a Donkey Kong game, that game would have already been out. I mean, you think the turnaround on making a third Donkey Kong Country game after they already did two of them, and they obviously would be using the same engine. Like it wouldn't take them more than 5 years to reveal and release a third Donkey Kong game. They would have been on it within probably 2 years. I would think. Honestly, you think about it, they should have been able to launch the damn Switch with a third Donkey Kong game if that's what they were making. And instead, we ended up waiting a year before we got just a port of Tropical Freeze. So anyway, I'm rambling on about the retro thing, but it just is really frustrating to me that they were silent for so long and then they were given Metroid Prime 4, which is great, but we have just totally lost whatever that other game was that they're making. And it really frustrates me because I love retro and I want to know what else they were doing. And the thought of it being a new IP is really exciting. So anyway, that's my rant on Retro Studios. I missed quite a few things here. Hi, Rob. I love you. Hey, Major Blazer. Thanks. I appreciate it. Something F Zero. We want Metroid Trilogy. Yeah, I think a lot of us want Metroid Prime Trilogy. I sure would love it, but I also own it on the Wii U or the Wii. So, which Resident Evil character would you be if the coronavirus resembles the T virus? I don't know. I guess Chris Redfield. Hopefully not Wesker. No one wants to become Wesker, man. That's a bad fate. Nope, it was confirmed they were on vacation. Yeah, 5 years though. They weren't on a 5 year vacation. I don't think so. I would dig a Donkey Kong that stayed 2D but was just one massive world, not quite Metroidvania, more open air. Yeah, that'd be cool. Barcha, I think that'd be cool. Oh my goodness. Somebody whose name is written in a language I cannot read says, I think Metroid Prime 4 will be the worst one in the series. I hope not. Man, that's a very negative outlook. I want to feel that that won't be the case. I think Metroid Prime 1 and 2 are the best. And I love 3. I love Corruption. I really do. But after a couple years, I used to think that I thought Corruption was better than Echoes, but last couple of years and the last few times I've replayed those games, it's like, nah, I think Echoes truly is the better game for a lot of reasons. And I think Metroid Prime 4 will probably be better than Metroid Prime 3, you know. And considering how good 3 was, that's a pretty good thing. Thomas Love says, Rob, are you diving into Animal Crossing? I'm 50-50 at this point. So I'm not going to play it. I just have, there's nothing about that game that excites me or gets me interested. But we are getting my girlfriend the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch, which actually that comes out this Friday. Holy crap. We've got that mostly paid for already. I reserved it at GameStop a while ago. So we're getting her that this week. And then I guess it's next Friday, the 20th, right? Is when that game comes out. I'm waiting for Doom. So Doom is the only thing I care about this month, and Ori. Animal Crossing, I'm not playing, but we're going to pick it up because my girlfriend is a huge Animal Crossing fan. So she will be playing it, but I am personally not going to play it because I'm just not an Animal Crossing dude, personally. Yo, Rob, what's up, big dog? What's up, Soryua? Soyurha Gaming? I'm sorry I cannot pronounce your name properly. Misclick on Spawn Wave was saying Twilight Princess controls much better on GameCube versus Wii. Well, I guess I would believe that. I love the Wii version of Twilight Princess. I thought it was great, and in a weird way, it was almost kind of better that it wasn't one. I guess I would believe that. I love the Wii version of Twilight Princess. I thought it was great, and in a weird way, it was almost kind of better that it wasn't one to one. But it also made things trickier sometimes too, right? It's almost like the more accurate the controls were, the trickier and harder the controls became. With Twilight Princess on the Wii, because all you need to do is just swing whatever you do, and Link he just swings left and right. And so it was the same as actually pushing a button. that kind of made it work better. And I really enjoyed that. Plus, having the motion pointer controls for using like the slingshot and your bow and arrow were so cool on Twilight Princess. However, once it came to Wii U and I played that on Wii U using like a button for your sword swing, it was pretty great. It was just old school Zelda. And so I think there is something to that also. Oh my goodness, a second super chat. That is so cool. Sabbath, man, thank you so much. That's 2 super chats. He says, am I going to play Trials of Mana or Ghosts of Tsushima? Definitely Ghosts of Tsushima. The Mana series is, to be fair, I've never played them and I should try them, but they kind of seem like the kinds of RPGs that I'm just not super into. I don't really like a lot of RPGs or super deep JRPGs. I mean, I love Octopath. I like the Xenoblades games, and I loved Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube. But as far as JRPGs, I think that's it for me. So the Mana games, I know they're good, but they're not really my style. Ghost of Tsushima is completely my style. I am extremely excited for Ghost of Tsushima. And the fact that that was just announced for June, dude. So in March, we're getting Doom and we're getting Ori and the Will of the Wisps. In April, we're getting Resident Evil 3 and Final Fantasy 7. And I feel like there's another one that I'm missing. In May, we're getting The Last of Us Part 2. Holy crap. And then in June, we're getting Ghost of Tsushima. That's pretty awesome. And then, Cyberpunk moved back to September. And I feel like is there another big game that we know about this year that I'm forgetting? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, Halo's supposed to come out at the end of the year. So yeah, it's not a great Nintendo year yet, unfortunately. But I mean, oh, well, No More Heroes 3, duh. Okay, holy crap. No More Heroes 3 is like my jam. But anyway, for non-Sony fans, nothing. I mean, almost, yeah. I mean, again, so Animal Crossing is big for Animal Crossing fans. That's a huge Switch release. No More Heroes 3 is big for me. Halo Infinite is supposed to come out at the end of the year, so that's great. But other than that, yeah, it's like, I mean, Final Fantasy and Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us are 3 massive PS4 exclusive titles. Massive, massive, massive games. Like, wow. So, and this is the same year that they're supposed to release the PlayStation 5. That's crazy. Kudos to Sony, man. I mean, I love Nintendo and the Switch so much, and they've had, 2 really great years. But just what Sony is doing right now is insane. They are just killing it, and I'm so, so glad to see it. Jake says, love seeing you on Avedon's channel. Yeah, Avedon's a good buddy of mine. I did his podcast, the Chillcast, like a year ago or so. And then he asked me to be interviewed on his Beats for Breakfast stuff, which is really great. And it was a lot of fun. So I'm glad you watched it. Thank you so much. Please share his channel. I want that channel and everything he's doing to get out there because I love the passion Avedon's putting into what he does and that channel. Interviewing creators about music and about gaming and stuff is so cool. So if you guys haven't watched it, mine showed up today. He interviewed me a couple weeks ago. You should go watch it. I posted it on Twitter too. Oh, you're a member. Awesome. Cool, Jake. Very, very cool. Sony and Nintendo greater than Microsoft. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I like Microsoft, but Sony and Nintendo have killed it this generation and Microsoft not so much. What's up, Isaac? What'd you miss? Just a bunch of just BSing. It's just this. I'm just BSing and answering your guys' questions. I have no real topics on my mind. Being a football fan that you are, have you been watching the XFL? Oh, yeah. I think the XFL is pretty great. It's not the best football being played, to be fair, but it is good. It's very exciting. I like all the rule changes, and it's just great to have some pretty solid football that I'm really convincing myself to care about starting in the offseason of the NFL. I really like that. My biggest issue with the XFL is just that I can't believe they didn't start with a Colorado team, man. I wish I had a team to really root for. That's the thing that hurts a new league. They have 8 or 10 teams. I can't remember. I think it's actually only 8 teams. And that's not a lot. And, the NFL is successful partly because it's been around for a while, but also because they cover almost every state and most major territories. So people have a reason to be a fan of their local team. And I do live in Washington State, and so there is the Seattle Dragons. And so it's like, okay, I guess I care about Seattle. But if there was a Colorado team or a Denver team, I would be a lot more into the XFL than I already am. But overall, yeah, I love the XFL. I think it's great. I know we got at least 3 years. Vince McMahon, I think, is committing to 3 years. So I'm really excited to kind of see where it goes. Hopefully it grows and gets better. Greetings from Denmark. Hey, thanks so much, Tihomir. Thank you. I appreciate that. All the way from Denmark. They have 8 teams. Okay, it is 8 teams. Do you like the fun games and the ROM hack? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by fun games, but I'm not a ROM guy. I don't really play or download ROMs or hack things. I don't even know how to do that stuff. So I don't have anything against it. But it's just not my thing. Hey, what's up, Jono? What's up, man? Thanks for showing up. Yeah, I love it, but no KC teams. Yeah, there you go. So KC is, by the way, if you're a KC fan, congratulations, Super Bowl champion. I love Patrick Mahomes, but you know, a division rival won the Super Bowl, so that's really tough. But congratulations, you guys played really great. I thought you were still in Colorado. I'm also from Washington too. Yeah, no, we're from Colorado, but haven't been we haven't lived there in 5 years now. We moved out here 5 years ago. So the Defenders are something, but I'm in Washington State. We have DC Defenders, but then the Seattle Dragons. Waited my whole life for that. Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, I lived through the 2 John Elway Broncos Super Bowls, and then of course the Peyton Broncos Super Bowl 50, and that was just, I was in tears. I was so happy because we got. Okay, this is the last football thing because I'm sure people want to talk about gaming. I know I'm missing some gaming questions, but I will say when it comes to the Broncos and the Super Bowl 48 against the Seahawks, here's the thing about that game, and I know a lot of people maybe won't see it this way, but I'm telling you, this is what I feel about Super Bowl 48, where the Broncos lost so bad. It was like 48-8 or something insane to the freaking Seahawks. And here's the thing. The Broncos, the 2013 Broncos that went to that Super Bowl, led by Peyton Manning and like record-breaking, threw the most touchdowns in a season. He broke the yardage record at that time. That was the best offense the NFL had ever seen. 2013 Broncos, best offense. If maybe top 3 or maybe even number 1. Our offense was like scary good. It should have been almost illegal how good we were. Peyton was like, God, that guy was inhuman. He was so good. And then we go to the Super Bowl, right? And you have the best offense ever, or a top 3 offense ever, and you lose by 40 points in that Super Bowl to a team that was definitely a good team, but wasn't an offensive powerhouse. What happened that day was not the Seahawks playing amazing football that just put us in our place. That was 100% on the Broncos, who just choked. We were a better football team than a 48-8 loss in the Super Bowl to a Seahawks team. So we did lose and the Seahawks did win. So congrats to the Seahawks. That's fine. But in no world was that Broncos team that bad. Something happened. It was an any given Sunday kind of moment where things just didn't click and fire the way they were supposed to. And one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game had a really bad game, and the whole team could not overcome its own mistakes. The Seahawks did not play lights out football that day. They just didn't. And so congrats to them winning. We definitely lost, but that game was not a representation of the Broncos that day. It's just one of those things that happened. So by the time we come to Super Bowl 50 and Peyton's playing his last year, he was injured for most of the season. It was a rough season from that perspective, but our defense got us to that game and we played the way we were supposed to, and we won the Super Bowl the way we should have won it 2 years before then. So anyway, that's my perspective on the Broncos in the Super Bowl. And now I promise to stop talking about football. And there's obviously now a lot of football conversation going on here in the chat, which is fine. Can we admit the Switch maybe entering Wii U territory in regards to third-party AAA games? Interesting perspective. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think it's a crazy thought, though, because I see the Switch going into strange territory where it seems like Nintendo isn't paying as much attention to it. And obviously, we're not seeing as much games right now, but I think that's because 2020 is a unique year. I expect once Nintendo gets back on the ball, we're going to be getting more games and more announcements for stuff for the Switch. And third-party support, I think, has been pretty good. I mean, I don't know. You say it's Wii U territory in regards to third-party. I just don't know if that's fair to say. I mean, the fact that we're getting Doom Eternal this year is pretty huge. and we're getting the Outer Worlds, and I expect we'll get more games like that. So tough to say, really tough call. Do I know about the Zelda Wind Waker remake? Oh, of course. I have it on the Wii U. Wind Waker is my all-time favorite Zelda game. Oh, what's my favorite Metroid boss? Yours is Quadraxis from Metroid Prime 2. Mmm. Well, I'm a huge fan of Metroid Prime. I'm a huge fan of Thardis, which is the rock guy from Metroid Prime. Obviously, Kraid in Super Metroid is great because it's just classic. Um, but honestly, it's kind of a cheat to call it a boss, but I'm just going to say it. It's definitely Dark Samus because I think Dark Samus is the coolest thing. And when you show down with Dark Samus, I think 3 times in Metroid Prime 2, and those fights are just awesome to me because I love the showdown between Samus and Dark Samus. So that's my answer. It's not. Here's the thing though, not the Dark Samus battle at the end of Metroid Prime 2. I don't really love that battle. But I do love the 2 battles with her earlier on in Metroid Prime 2. Those are my favorite boss battles. Mighty Ryan, bro, you gave me a $10 super chat. That is insane. Thank you so much. Wow, I appreciate that. Ryan says Sony has the first half of this year, but by the end of the year, everyone will be talking about Xbox and Halo. Also, let's go Renegades. Yeah, dude, Houston, right? Renegades, dude, you guys I think are undefeated in the XFL. It's crazy how good you are. In fact, you had a great game against the Seattle Dragons this past weekend, which was really good. Yeah, it's a good point. By the end of this year, because we don't know what Sony's launching the PlayStation 5 with. The PlayStation 5 might have a really slow launch, but we know the new Xbox is launching with Halo Infinite, which is huge. And so, yeah, I think that by the end of this year, especially if Halo is really, really good, and I expect it to be really good, I'm very excited. I love Halo. I'm very excited for Halo Infinite. I think that, yeah, the conversation is going to be about Halo and a brand new generation of Xbox by the end of the year. It's going to be weird, though, because of this whole thing that Microsoft is talking about with the Xbox, where it's like every Xbox One game is also an Xbox Series X game. And there's going to be no Series X exclusive games for the first year. And it's like, what does this stuff mean? Like, I feel like they think they're giving us info, but it's actually just been really kind of cryptic. And it's like those statements should make sense, but they kind of don't. So I don't know. I guess if I try not to think about it too hard, I just think, yeah, new Xbox at the end of the year, new Halo to play on that brand new Xbox. It's going to be a big deal. And it's going to be a big part of the conversation. The other part of the conversation will be, well, apparently there's a new PlayStation 5. So how does the PlayStation 5 look? What games are available for that when it launches? And then what the hell will Nintendo be doing by the time these consoles launch? I don't expect a Switch Pro like I know a lot of people do. And so are they going to have a big game to release to kind of combat these new machines? And a lot of us want Breath of the Wild 2 to launch this year. And I said this on my Q&A yesterday. It's possible that Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this year, but I don't think it's very likely. And so if there is no Breath of the Wild 2 to combat the next gen consoles, what game could Nintendo possibly release to combat those if they feel they need to combat those? To me, the only other thing other than a new Zelda game would be a new Mario game or even like Mario Kart. I think maybe if Mario Kart 9 shows up, those are games that could keep Nintendo in the conversation at the time that a new Xbox and a new Halo is coming out. What's up, Vegan Games? How you doing, man? Also, I saw someone else show up that I know who said hello. What did I see? I don't know who it was. Laugh with Joker. What's up? Almost didn't watch because you're at work. Don't want to sleep and get fired. Well, don't get yourself fired, man. I don't want you to get in trouble at work. Just, hopefully you can just listen to this stream while you're working. And I'm probably only going to go for like another 20 minutes. This isn't meant to be a super long live stream. So I've been going for, how long have I been going for? 30 minutes, I guess, already. So Felicia says, just joined the chat. Is the Switch worth getting? Should I wait at this point? I love Mario games, but not much else Nintendo's been offering. I mean, I still want to say, yeah, it's worth getting. I don't know if waiting makes sense because there's a lot to play. And if you love Mario games, there are some good games to play. I mean, obviously, Mario Odyssey is already available. They've got the new Super Mario U Deluxe game is available, which I'm not a big new Super Mario Brothers fan, but a lot of people are, and it's a good game. So you'd have that to play. There's a Mario Kart game. There's a Mario Tennis game. There's a Mario Party game. So if you like Mario games, there's quite a bit to play on the Switch. And it's just a great machine, and we know there's going to be good games coming out still. Not to mention you can play Zelda if you get it. So I highly recommend it. Highly. Ansley says, watching you at work. I love you, Rob. Love the new band pick. Hey, thanks, Ansley. Appreciate it, man. If Nintendo is smart, they will release a huge title to keep them in the minds of gamers. Yeah, I mean, we'd all like to say, oh, Mario and Rabbids. Yes. Lizard Lord 4K. Yeah, Mario and Rabbids. Duh. How did I forget? Great game. Thank you, Archer. Wow, you guys are giving me a lot of compliments today. It's kind of making me feel a little, but I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Mario Strikers. Well, that's not on the Switch yet, though. It's a good game, Mario Strikers. Love in a brotherly way. Yeah, that's all good, man. I'm not weird about it. I can take some love. It's not weird to me. If Nintendo, I already read that one. What do you think a lot of gamers like to think that? Wait. Oh, why do you think? Duh. Why do you think a lot of gamers like to think they know game development, even though they've never picked up a game engine or learned how to code? Traykov, man, I don't know. It's tough. Like if you're a YouTuber and you get any kind of like traction and level of comments on your videos, you see people say some weird stuff. And so many people try to talk like they're just experts on everything. And it's like, I don't know. People just feel like I just think, gamers, we're passionate. And so we're passionate about something that we know a lot about, right? Because if you've been gaming for a long time, most of us have been gaming our whole lives. We do know a lot about this hobby, and we're very informed. We're an informed community, an informed fan base. And I think because of that, which is a good thing, that people end up thinking they maybe sometimes even know more than they truly do. And so they try to talk like they know everything. And then it can come off kind of presumptuous and sometimes even kind of annoying. And I think that's why people do that. So Sabbath, bro, oh my God, coming in with more super chats. What new features do you want in a new Fusion game? You mean a Metroid Fusion? Features? Jeez. I mean, the only thing I want out of a Metroid Fusion game is just great traditional 2D backtracking Metroid gameplay and a great story that continues the story of Samus and, I guess at this point the Metroid DNA and the SAX gene. If there's any reason for her to continue her inner thoughts about Adam Malkovich, which was a huge part of Fusion, I guess I just kind of want that stuff. Other than features, I mean, obviously some new gameplay mechanics, some new twists that they could hopefully add to the 2D experience. And they showed that they're capable of doing that with Samus Returns. So what those would be though, it's hard to think about, man. I don't know. But I definitely want them to make a new Fusion game, and I want them to evolve it and add some kind of new stuff to it. Like absolutely, I want them to do something like that. So Shadow Fox, yo, what's up, bro? Hey, thanks for popping in the stream, man. Shadow Fox is a dude who knows all the tech stuff that I have no idea about. So if you guys ever are curious about tech things, Shadow Fox is your guy, man. He's like a machine, no pun intended, when it comes to breaking down tech and stuff. And I am super dumb when it comes to those things, so it's I definitely like to hear what he has to say about those things. What do you expect from Axiom Verge 2? Ooh, good question. I'm very excited for Axiom Verge 2. And what am I expecting from it? God, I mean, kind of the same thing I said with Fusion. I just want it to be more of the same. I mean, Metroid Fusion and 2D backtracking Metroid gaming is great and doesn't need a whole lot changed. It's one of the few kind of genres that it's like if it's just every time a new game comes out, it's just more of the same. I think I'm always going to be satisfied. And with Axiom Verge, other than maybe just some tightening up of the story and the delivery and some of the gameplay, maybe just making it a little better, I kind of feel the same. I don't really need too much more out of Axiom Verge 2. Some new weapons, some new bosses, and just make it good. And that's really all I kind of want out of it. I don't need them to change up the Axiom Verge formula like a whole lot, um, Still hope Namco Bandai changes their minds after Xenoblade Remake. will sell and will give us a Xenosaga remake. It's so funny you say that. I was at the studio with our lead guitarist yesterday working on music, and we inevitably end up talking about gaming and movies and stuff. And so he's a huge JRPG nerd, and we actually talked a lot about Xenosaga yesterday and how much he loves that series. So it's funny you say that. Hi, love Puerto Rico. Hey, what's up from Puerto Rico? Somebody's from Puerto Rico. I guess that's you, Archer. Good to see you. Hey, Parker, what's up, man? Yo, good to see you. I'm looking forward to whenever that the video comes out that we did together. So that's super cool. Collab. I'm going to be featured in one of their videos, I think sometime this week. So definitely check out Parker's channel, Fanatics, for you guys. It's really, really good Nintendo stuff. I think it's all Nintendo from what I've seen. Breath of the Wild didn't impress me. Oh, my heart. How can that be? Impale me if you wish. Mario was good, but not Galaxy good. I agree with that. I think Odyssey is slightly overrated. Oh, you have a two-part question. I jumped to part 2. So here's the question Ansley says. So, Rob, after what I think was Nintendo's best year with the Microsoft partnership, Fire Emblem, Pokemon, I don't like them, but they sell. Can Nintendo have a better year? Breath of the Wild. Oops, sorry. Breath of the Wild didn't impress me. Mario was good, but not Galaxy good. Metroid is about the only thing I'm looking forward to, and who knows when it will come out. Yeah, I mean, tough call. Can Nintendo have a better year? I think so. Well, here's the thing. I think 2019 was good, but I definitely think that 2017 was actually better than 2019. Even though Fire Emblem was amazing, Luigi's Mansion was amazing, Astral Chain was amazing, Marvel Ultimate Alliance was very good, Yoshi was okay. I mean, those are really, I think, the only main exclusive Switch games I played in 2018. Am I missing anything? You guys can tell me if I'm missing something. I don't play Pokemon, so that one's not for me. I tried it, but I didn't really like it. Uh, and so I don't know. 2019 was definitely a good year, but I think 2017 was better. And I do still think that they can have a better year. Even 2020 could technically still turn out that way if they gave us, if Bayonetta 3 comes out this year, and if they squeeze Breath of the Wild 2 in, and No More Heroes 3 is coming, Animal Crossing is coming, Bravely Default is coming. They're giving us more third-party games like Doom Eternal and Panzer Dragoon and The Outer Worlds. And so if we then maybe we get a surprise like Pikmin is coming this year and F-Zero is coming back, and I don't know, here's a new Resident Evil game on the Switch. They give us some of these things. I think 2020 could turn out to be better than 2019 still. But that's a big if. So it just depends on what they're going to do, Yo, man. Hey, what's up, Greek Killian? Do you think the coronavirus situation is the reason why Nintendo has been so quiet? Honestly, after all this time, Traykov, yeah, I kind of do. The first, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks of the year, I didn't really think. I was like, why would that affect a Nintendo Direct? A Nintendo Direct is just a pre-filmed thing. Like, they've already filmed it. You just edit it all together and you put it on the internet. Why would a health scare be affecting that? But as time has gone on and that situation has, gotten worse and Nintendo stayed silent, I started to realize what's probably happening is, honestly, the products that they would feature and talk about in a Nintendo Direct might not be able to ship because of what's going on. Nintendo might not be able to get these games out in the time that they want to tell us they're going to come out. And so that might be the reason that they're holding off on telling us stuff until they can more understand how and when they can actually release these products. So basically, yeah, I do think that situation is potentially affecting it. Hi from Russia. Hello, how are you? I really want a Fire Emblem 4 remake? Oh, you do mean Fire Emblem 4. Three Houses DLC story based on Ferdinand, Lysithea, Sylvain, also Pokemon. I don't know what Pokemon DP is. Remake would be awesome. What is Fire Emblem 4? Which one is that? I don't know what they are by number because I just don't know what order they came out. I really picked up at Awakening. Awakening and Fates and Three Houses, the games I spent the most time with. I tried the GameCube one back in the day. I think that was Path of Radiance. And I wasn't prepared for how hard that game was, and I was like, I don't like this, and so I stopped. But now I've come around to Fire Emblem, and I absolutely love it. So I don't really know anything before Awakening. I don't know what order they came out in. I haven't bought the Switch because of Metroid Prime. As soon as it gets ready, I'll get it. So you're just waiting for Metroid Prime. That's fair. Um, I think Nintendo is holding off the direct till after Animal Crossing. That might be true, Kieran. Maybe once Animal Crossing comes out, maybe the week or two after that is when they're going to give us a Nintendo Direct. They're like, you know what? Let's just wait till after that. Ray asks if I've played Alien Isolation, and sadly, I have not. Even though I love horror games and I love the Alien movie franchise, and I hear that game's great, it just has passed me by. I do want to play it. I'm great. What's your favorite Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy 8? Unfortunately, I am not a Final Fantasy aficionado. I haven't played either of those games. So, really, Final Fantasy 7 Remake is going to be one of the first Final Fantasy games I actually ever really play like all the way through. So, sadly, I don't have an opinion on 7 or 8. Um, yeah. Which Mario and Luigi game is your favorite? I've only ever played the first Mario and Luigi, and I really enjoyed it back in the day. Wasn't that on the DS, I want to say? When that game came out, I played it, and I was surprised how much I liked it. But that's the only one I've played. So, oh man. Nixon asks if I've ever played the Mega Man Battle Network games. I have when those were coming out on the Game Boy or the DS or whatever it was back in the day. Because I was excited for them. I tried, I think, two of them, and I didn't like them. I just wanted a regular Mega Man game, and I was like, these are weird and confusing, and it's tough, man. Games that do a lot of crazy, weird, deep RPG strategy things. If it's not Fire Emblem, I tend to just not like it. They make me feel stupid, you know? And so they're just not usually for me. And the Battle Network games, I remember thinking like, I don't know what's going on. There's way too much story and text and talking. I just want a kick-ass Mega Man game. I just want a bunch of shooting and jumping. And so the Battle Network games, unfortunately, didn't really appeal to me. But I know they're good games and people love them. I hear good things about them. You got to play Alien Isolation. It's top notch. You'll love it. Yeah, I believe it. Play with my girlfriend. We'll have a blast. I believe that because we do like to play games together and play scary games like where I'm playing and she's watching, and it's pretty cool. Well, okay, so you mentioned the Battle Network on GameCube is a crossover of Metroidvania and normal Mega Man. I played that one too. I remember checking that out when I worked at GameStop and that game came out, and it was still like, this just isn't for me. It wasn't. I didn't want any of the fluff. All I wanted was just a Mega Man shooty shoot game. And so unfortunately those games just didn't really work for me personally. So nothing against them. They just don't work for me, you know. You guys like my Star Wars coffee mug? You can see it's called the condensation. My girlfriend's parents gave this to me for like a Christmas gift. So yeah. Anyway, I like Star Wars nerdy things. What's your opinion on VR? Have you tried it? Do you have any interest? Mainly asking based on Half-Life Alyx getting released. Oh God, is that this month? God, I didn't know that. My opinion on VR is I think it's a cool idea. I want to try it on like a real game. I'd like to see it become something viable for real gaming, but right now I just don't believe that it is. And so to me, it's just not interesting to me. The only time I've tried it was I went on a work trip in, I guess, almost a year ago, April last year. I went to Texas for work, and there was a huge meeting and a convention thing they were putting on, and they put us up in a really nice hotel. My girlfriend came with me, and it was just a really crazy busy weekend. A lot of work stuff, a lot of fun stuff, and one of the things my work put on for us was like, they rented out this whole bar and they had like a live band playing and they had all this free food and free alcohol and just all this crazy stuff. And they had all sorts of things set up for us to do and kind of kill time. Just a crazy big party. And one of the things they had set up was this really fancy, like high tech VR station thing. And we were walking around this club, just drinking and having a good old time. And it's like, dude, there's a VR thing. Let's go try this VR. And I told my girlfriend, it's like, I've never tried VR. I have to go do this thing, And I already had quite a few beers in me at the time, too. And so I went and I sat down on this thing and I put this VR thing on. And it was a very simple thing, but it was like, it did the thing that made me realize VR just doesn't work for gaming yet, because I had these controllers and I had this thing on and I was on this spacey planet thing, and I just had to like point to a spot to make my character jump and just, oh, now I'm suddenly at this spot. Now I'm at this spot. And it was like, okay, it's cool that I can turn my head and stuff, but it's like, I don't know. It didn't really, it was fun because it was just a big party and I was, traveling for work and I was kind of drunk. So I enjoyed it. But when I think about it for real gaming, it's like, I don't know, man. And I know Half-Life Alyx might be a great example of VR for real gaming, but I'm not going to spend the money and the time and all the wires and stuff I have to hook up to play it. It's just not yet worth it for me. But if it gets there in the next couple of years, if I believe it's actually going to give me a cool video game experience that is a real game experience, and it is not so overpriced, because I think it's just too expensive right now, then I might end up giving it a shot and picking it up. But it's just doesn't make sense for me right now. So that's just me. That'd be sweet if Nintendo comes out with their own original horror IP. Yeah, Joker, dude, I've wanted Nintendo to do a horror IP for a long time. In fact, I've long said this. I think that Metroid could work as a horror game, and so I would love to see them. And they've dabbled on it. Metroid Primes 2 and 3 and Metroid Fusion are kind of like, and Metroid Other M, as much as people hate that game, they have like some kind of more horror-y kind of elements to them a little bit, just a tiny bit, just a touch. And I feel like it would be cool if Metroid went into kind of more of like a embracing the scariness aspect. Like it doesn't need to become a gore fest. It's not about monsters and gore and people getting ripped to shreds. Like you don't have to be gory to be scary. It can be about the atmosphere and the tension. And I would love, 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 love to see Nintendo really commit to a Metroid game that is trying to be scary and creepy and eerie. And that's like all the way through the game, not just one section, not just one planet or whatever that's kind of scary and everything else is not that. I mean, the whole game, I think there's a way to do it and still make it feel like Metroid. So that's what I'd like to see Nintendo do as far as horror stuff. Would be really interesting to see. Yes, Stakona says Nintendo owns. Well, I don't think they own Fatal Frame. I don't know if own is the right word. I know that they paid for and published Fatal Frames 4 and 5. But I think, God, is it Tecmo or is it Tecmo Koei, right? Who does Fatal Frame? I think it's Tecmo Koei. And so I do think that the developer of those games owns the IP. But obviously, Nintendo has a good relationship with Fatal Frame, so it would be great if they brought a new Fatal Frame over to Switch. That much I'll say for sure. Oh, Eternal Darkness, of course, too. Killian, yes, come on. That game needs to come back. I'd love a remaster of the original, and I want a sequel. They tried to fricking do it, and they did a crowdfunding thing, which was just not a good idea. I really want more Eternal Darkness, man. God, that game is so freaking good. But that's not a Nintendo game, though. Just because it's exclusive to GameCube, it's not Nintendo. Do I collect vinyl records? I don't, but I appreciate vinyl. Obviously, as a musician myself. Wyatt says, "Do you have a favorite moment in Prime? Best for me is getting the visor in. You meant to see Fendrana drifts. I have a favorite moment in Metroid Prime. Are you asking just Metroid in general or Metroid Prime specifically? Where did your question go? You say in Prime. So if I was to stick to Prime, I'm going to actually go to Metroid Prime 2. And I talked about it earlier. My favorite moment in any Metroid game is the first time Samus meets Dark Samus in that room on, I think it's the Aegon Wastes, I think. I should know it, but I don't. I'm pretty sure it's Aegon Waste. And you're in that room where like Dark Samus is like she's like destroying that thing, and like Samus walks up on her and it's like, oh bitch, we about to show down. And they look at each other, like Dark Samus like stops her thing and turns around and looks, and they face off with each other like this, like a standoff. And dude, it's so great. And that was about the most cinematic you could really make a game in 2004 when that game came out. With Metroid Prime 4, they can have moments like that, and they can be way more cinematic and action heavy just because of the power behind games nowadays and the power of the Switch. So I get really excited when I think about how they could recreate moments like that in Metroid Prime 4. You know, in a modern era, a modern console with modern technology. Oh, man, I get chills just thinking about it. And so, yeah. So that's my favorite moment is for sure Dark Samus. Nothing's going to be more scary than Luigi's Mansion. That is the ultimate horror game. It's a good point. I guess Nintendo horror looks like Luigi's Mansion, doesn't it? And those games are amazing. So Matthew says this is a VR thing. Okay, Koei Tecmo. Looks like I was right on that on Fatal Frame. Matthew says, yeah, they call that action in VR teleporting. There are more and more games coming out with smooth locomotion, real time movement. But yeah, I feel you. The medium has a ways to go. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I know it's got a ways to go, and I'm willing to like embrace it when it really starts to get there. I'm not like anti VR. I'm just not yet into it or sold on it. Is kind of where I'm at with it. Um, every time I say I'm going to do a stream for 10 or 20 more minutes, I end up doing it for longer. I think I can go another 10 minutes, so I'll make this an hour long here. So, anybody hope we get a new Tales for Switch? I'd like that actually. So what's with the Nintendo Direct? Asks Code X Pop. Yeah, we don't know, man. None of us really know, unfortunately, what's going on with the Direct. But I feel we're going to hear something from Nintendo this month. I'll tell you something crazy. I was listening to a live stream, or maybe it was just a video. I think it was just a video from Mizzy, who's a friend of mine. I used to do the Juices Loose podcast with him. I hope you guys know Mizzy. He's got a great channel. He doesn't upload as frequently as he used to, which is unfortunate, but he has really good game conversations, a longtime friend of mine. And he, on one of his more recent videos, made a point that shocked me. And it was that I think it's been over a year or around 1 calendar year since Nintendo has revealed a brand new game. For the first time ever, shown the world, here's one of our new games you never knew about before now. Here it is, and it's coming out soon. And I think that was, this was Mizzy's point. He was pretty sure that was Link's Awakening remake. And I thought about that. I'm like, well, Link's Awakening remake, that was probably revealed, sometime last summer, I would think, maybe in a direct last summer or last spring, because it came out by September. So they revealed it like 5 or 6 months ahead of time. And I'm like, okay, well, what games have come out since then? Luigi's Mansion has come out since then. Pokemon's come out since then. Astral Chain has come out since then. Animal Crossing's coming out soon. But all of those games were revealed before Link's Awakening. They were revealed, a long time before they came out in their respective months. And I mean, Animal Crossing was revealed in 2018, right? Because we were supposed to see that game release in 2019 and it got delayed to 2020. And I was like, is that true? Like, when is the last time Nintendo revealed a brand new game for the first time? So I'm asking you guys, because I couldn't think of anything. Mizzy said that, and I was like, holy crap, I think he's right. That's crazy. And I tried to think about it. It's like, in September, they got the last Direct. What was the new Nintendo? What was a new game they announced? They didn't announce a new game. And so what do you guys think? When is the last time? I'm going to ask you guys, when is the last time Nintendo revealed a new game? Because I would love to be wrong, and I would love for T to be wrong. Maybe there was a game that I or he weren't thinking of that was revealed in like November or in that September Direct. Breath of the Wild 2 was a new reveal at E3. Yeah. So that was E3. That was June. ARMS was a new IP for 2017. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's caught up to this part of the stream yet. So I don't know. I just, so you think about a Nintendo Direct, you think about Nintendo, it's like, dude, they haven't revealed a new game in a long time. And that's pretty rare for them. They're usually giving us new game announcements here and there. I mean, Codex Pop, so you say Animal Crossing. I don't know if that's an answer to my question, but I will say Animal Crossing is unfortunately not the answer. ARMS. Oh, hey, what's up, Jason? What's up, buddy? Yeah, Animal Crossing isn't that way because Animal Crossing was revealed, like I said, in 2018. There was new games revealed after that, including like Link's Awakening and I think even Luigi's Mansion were revealed after Animal Crossing was revealed. Animal Crossing hasn't released yet. That part's true, but the game was revealed a very long time ago. So what about BD3 for Switch? What is BD3? Oh, Bravely Default, maybe? Well, it's not a Nintendo game. Yeah, their own game. Yeah, what's a new game or a new IP? People talk about Bravely Default. It's not a Nintendo game. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I can't think. I mean, I think think of Nintendo games. Luigi's Mansion. I mean, Pokemon is Nintendo, but not Nintendo. But whatever. Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion, Link's Awakening remake, Animal Crossing. Those are the most recent Nintendo games, and it's like I can't think of anything else. So the point is it the worst thing in the world? No, it's not the worst thing in the world to me. I can wait. I'm patient. I have other games to play on other consoles. And so that's fine. And I mean, Nintendo has earned periods of catching up. They've earned lulls. Like, it's okay. I can deal with it. But when you just think about the truth of it, that it's been like a year since Nintendo has revealed a brand new game that they're making that we don't know anything about, it's just crazy to think about because it's not normal. Yeah, they're I think they're probably publishing Bravely Default, but it's not a Nintendo game. I mean, it's not. It's a Square game. Okay, well, Ring Fit. Okay, so Ryan brings up Ring Fit Adventure. Fair point. I guess we can give them Ring Fit Adventure. Games like what Ring Fit Adventure is to me, and maybe you guys won't agree with this, and that's fine. I don't count those as like real games. No offense. I'm not trying to be offensive if you love Ring Fit. I think it's great for what it is, but I'm talking about a game, just a real game that you play with a real controller, not the ring and the strap and stuff. So I will say, yes, Ring Fit Adventure is a Nintendo game that was revealed, like, I think in September or something, right? So there you go. If that's the answer, that's kind of sad to me. If the only answer here is what is the first new game Nintendo revealed to us in the last year, if the only answer is Ring Fit Adventure, it just shows the state of things right now and how really slow the Nintendo situation is. So Ryan agrees. Yeah. So Ninjala is a new game. I don't know much about Ninjala, and it's definitely oh, later Joker. You say you have to go later, man. I don't know about Ninjala. Trials of Mana remake is basically a new game. Yeah, but it's not a Nintendo game. So we've had third party games revealed, and that's great. I mean, I'm not the guy to downplay third party games. Third party games are great. Third party games are important. We want them on the Switch, and so those are great. So a Bravely Default and a Trials of Mana but even Trials of Mana, wasn't that at E3? I think it was revealed at E3. So it's like, yeah, these games they're good, but what about Nintendo? Even publishing games to a degree doesn't really count the same way. And so, okay, so Nestor brings up Xenoblade. The reveal of Xenoblade Definitive Edition, I think, was fairly recent, maybe in the back half of 2019. But is that a new game? No. It's not a new game because I've got it sitting right here in my Wii collection. That game is 8 years old. I mean, I'm excited for the remaster. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be awesome, but that's not a new game. A remaster of a game isn't a new game. Now, if they were doing to Xenoblade what Square is doing with Final Fantasy VII, it would be a different story. The same way the Link's Awakening remake or Samus Returns, for example, are different stories. Those are remakes. Those are more of a new game. But a remaster, to me, isn't a new game. It's almost kind of like a port. It's like a halfway between like a new game and a port. So it's like, I don't know if I really count that one as much, Again, just my opinion. Avedon, what's up, bro? At work, but what's up, dude? Hey, man, that's cool. You can listen at work for a little bit. I'm actually a couple minutes away from finishing. I've been going for almost an hour. I don't. Okay, so Tony says I don't think Ninjala is a Nintendo developed published game. So I've heard of the series. I think it's like kind of a kids sort of game that's just not for me. But I feel like it is at least published by Nintendo, right? I'm just gonna look it up. Let's just see. Nope. Okay, you're correct. It is developed and published by Gung Ho Online, according to Wikipedia. So yep, there you go. I was wrong, and you were wrong. It's not a Nintendo game. Ninjala is an indie game, says Stakona. I want Xenoblade X to come to the Wii U. You know what, Nestor? It's one of the few and only. It's one of the few and only ports from the Wii U I would like to see and I would buy. And I own it. I played the hell out of that game on the Wii U. But I would love to see that game come over. That was a good game. Xenoblade Chronicles X, man. Oh, that's a good game. Codex says, I want to see you on the Spawncast more. Yeah, I mean, I love being on the Spawncast. I've been on like, I don't know, 15 or 20 times or whatever. John is awesome. All those guys and girl, Miss Click, she's a regular now too. They're all great. I love all those guys and girl. But yeah, I'm busy. I'm not free every Saturday night. And I'm not a regular. I've never asked to be a regular. I get asked on every once in a while. Either because maybe they need a spot or if there's a specific game or topic like a Metroid or a Star Wars thing, usually John tends to reach out to me and be like, hey, if you can make it, it'd be awesome to have you on. Um, and then sometimes just to do it too. So I'll be on again soon, You can always just remind John to reach out to me, but him and I talk every once in a while. He's awesome. Uh in a smoke, I'm a smoke. Okay, wait. I'm a smoke this bowl in respects to you, Rob. Cheers. Right on, Dev. You do your thing, man. I used to partake myself back in the day. I have long since given it up. But I definitely, for a long time, I used to smoke. So you do your thing. I love having Mondays off now, you guys. This is great. I love doing these live streams. Why has Nintendo forgot F-Zero? When I saw Fast Racing Neo, I thought they were just teasing and it would end up as a new F-Zero game. Wouldn't that be nice? Wasn't there a game where what was a game where something like that happened? Where I know, it was the Blast Ball thing, right? Where it was Nintendo showed us this new game Blast Ball at the Nintendo Championships. And then in their E3 Direct the next day, they were like, actually, Blast Ball is Metroid Prime Federation Force. So they kind of tricked us there. I would love to see F-Zero come back. I don't think F-Zero is dead, you guys. I know a lot of people do. And I know Miyamoto said something really dumb in the Wii U era where he was like, we need the right controller for the game or something, right? Didn't he say something like that? Or maybe that was the Wii era? He said something years ago about F-Zero. Like, oh, until we make the right controller, we can't bring it back. And it was like, what the hell does that mean? That means that's crazy to me because, like, even whether you're using the Wii remote, whether you're using the gamepad, whether you're using a pro controller, you can play F-Zero with anything. It's just a racing game, Miyamoto. It's a really good racing game. So the kind of controller, whatever he was getting at there, shouldn't make a difference. So I thought that was a weird statement. Star Fox Racing with weapons. Yeah, there's something to the Star Fox Racing thing. They should get Sega to make another F-Zero. I mean, I agree, man, because Star Fox GX is freaking awesome. I love that game. I have that game over here. It's so good. Moist Choice says, "Oh boy, I can't wait for June." Yeah. Check out Devil's Hunt. It's coming to Switch. See what you think, says Jono. Well, I'm just gonna pull it up right now. Why don't I just do research while I'm live here with you guys? Devil's Hunt. Oops, I put in Ninjala Devil's Hunt. Oops, let me get rid of that. God, come on. I can computer. Oh, I've seen a picture of this. What is this though? No, not videos. Oh, this looks cool. It looks like a Devil May Cry or something. I'm curious. I'm into it. That's coming to Switch. Devil's Hunt is coming to Switch? Really? This game? That's cool. Let me look here. It says, oh, it's already released. This is an older game. Oh, yeah, it does say Switch. It says September 17th, 2019. So it must be just on Steam and maybe it's coming to console or something. Yeah, that game looks cool. I'll have to look into it. Thanks, Jono. I appreciate that. I've been playing so I finally downloaded, and I normally don't download. I gave in and I didn't buy physical. I just downloaded. I don't know why I did this. But yesterday, before I went to the studio, I downloaded Metro 2033 on the Switch because, Streets of Rage 4. Yeah, I can't wait for that game, Carlos. I'm glad you brought that up. I can't wait for that. But anyway, I started playing Metro 2033 because I played Metro Exodus last year, and that game freaking blew my mind. Oh, Jason, yeah, dude. Doom Eternal's 11 days from now. And then, yeah, you and I got to get on some Diablo this weekend. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. I promise. And we're going to get to Westworld before Hell freezes over. I promise. You don't have to wait on Westworld season 3 for us, man. I would feel so terrible because we're so bad at getting together for that. Anyway, let's talk about Metro. I played Metro Exodus last year, and that game floored me. It was so good, better than I was expecting. I cannot believe how much I liked it. Total sleeper hit for me. And then when the first two Metroid games were announced to come to Switch, the remastered, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get these on Switch. Why not? I want to play more of these games. And if you go to the eShop, those games are available individually. Each one is $25. Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. So a little bit last night and all this morning before getting online. Well, I went to the gym first, and then after I got back from the gym, playing some Metro 2033 on the Switch. And I got to tell you guys, some of the most impressive ports I've seen yet. They look and play, or at least Metro 2033, which is the oldest of all of them, looks and plays really, really damn good on the Switch. And I'm playing it docked right now. I haven't even played it portable yet. It looks great. It plays well. I highly recommend these games. I think they're so, so cool. And again, you don't even have to spend the full $50 at one time. If you want, you can just buy them individually for $24.99. Did I say bored? I definitely meant floored. Maybe I flubbed my words. Piccolo is my favorite character, says Archer. You guys talking about some Dragon Ball now? Oh, dude, love Dragon Ball. We're going through so I should play my initial release copy of Metro Exodus? Yes, Jason, please play that game. I want to talk to you about that game, man. It's freaking amazing. At least I thought it was amazing, and I know your tastes, so I think you'll like it. Really think you'll like it, dude. But yeah, no, I love Dragon Ball. My girlfriend and I have been going through Dragon Ball Super. We're on season 8. I think they've already released seasons like 9 and 10. I don't know when when the Blu-ray releases will be over, but we're on there. They're doing the tournament where like the fate of all the universes is on the line, and Goku has got them in this huge thing. So, oh, you love 2033 and Last Light? Well, then, dude, yeah. Oh my God, Jason, play Exodus. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. New Pokemon character to Smash since DLC is coming later this year. Maybe. I don't really need new Pokemon in Smash, brother. I just want Travis Touchdown. If they just give us Travis Touchdown in Smash, I won't care what they do with anybody else. It's like, just give me Travis, man. What kind of Metroid game should Nintendo make after Metroid Prime 4? That's a good question, Isaiah. I like that question. And I want it to be either a third-person game that is building on what they tried to do with Other M and make a better game out of the formula and idea of what Other M was, or I would like just the most amazing, kick-ass, beautiful 2D traditional Metroid game we've ever seen. So one of those two is what I want. Am I getting the Ori collector's edition for Ori? No, I don't really know. I don't usually get collector's editions. I'm just getting the regular one. Yeah, Metro, Exodus, and Days Gone are underrated, I feel. I agree with you on Days Gone, too. My buddy Retro Death, who's also on YouTube and Twitter, he was talking about that game a couple months ago, and I was like, I do not want to play this game, and I picked it up. That game takes place in a part of Oregon that's not too far from where I live right now. And yeah, I could not believe how good Days Gone was. I was like, man, this game got so much crap when it came out. I guess because it was buggy, but right now it's not buggy at all. It is beautiful. It is really, really fun. I will say it got a little long in the tooth, so I've yet to go back and finish it. It's a little repetitive, but I only bought it for $20 brand new. And it's a really good game. Very underrated. I totally agree with you there. Totally, totally agree. I would love a remake of Metroid Fusion with 3D Prime style graphics. Yeah, the way they did Samus Returns. That'd be cool. Rob, I was thinking Travis would be perfect and port his first 2 games to Switch. People would love it. I agree. And I think it's going to happen. I do. I'm typically a pretty chill dude, so I was making weird, excited noises when Dark Samus was revealed in Swash. Yeah, Isaac, I freaking freaked out. I was so excited. Metroid 5 would be nice. I totally agree. Metro and Control are not talked about enough. Yeah, I wanted to play Control. I really want to try that. What game? So Thomas Love asked me, what game did I sink the most hours into? Well, in my lifetime, it's going to be Metroid Prime. And also some of the Zelda game. Metroid Prime, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess probably, Super Metroid. These are games I've sunk some of the most hours into ever. Some of the Halo games as well. But currently, the game I've put the most time into, and Dark Souls, ton of time into Dark Souls, But currently, it's without question Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World is one of my favorite games of all time. I think I've put in close to 300 hours into that game, which is crazy for me to do because I am very busy. But dude, oh my God. Monster Hunter World, you guys, is amazing. And Iceborne was an incredible expansion. So yeah. Oh, Skyrim is another game I've put a ton of time into, you know. Um, Zelda, I hear over the series. I don't know what that means. Travis standing next to Cloud and Link, epic. Yeah, that would be awesome, man. Come on, put Travis touchdown in Smash Brothers. It's gonna happen. I believe it's gonna happen, you guys. I believe it. Microsoft Game Pads come to Nintendo. How do you? I don't know what you mean. Oh, Game Pass. Oh, um, I don't know. I mean, people talk about it, so yeah, I guess it's entirely possible that we see Game Pass on Switch somehow. If that happens, it's such a weird world we live in. If that could actually be like a reality, I just can't even. It would be cool, but it's just so hard for me to like picture that happening. You know, I just don't know. Ding, ding, ding. Top of the morning, even though it's evening. It depends on where you are. It's 1 o'clock where I am. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 300 hours, get on my level. My vanilla WoW character is 460 days and 14 years. All right, Jason, you've been playing that game for a decade, though, bro. Monster Hunter World is only like 2 years old. So I'll get on your level after another 10 years if that game is still going. I think I'm going to wrap this up, though. I went like 25 minutes longer than I was planning to. We got an hour and 10 minutes or so into this stream, which is really cool. I love doing these. I will remind you guys, tomorrow is my only day that I'm working this week. And then I'm on vacation, staycation for the next week after that. And so I'll be playing Ori all week. But yeah, I'm going to have some time to do some live streams. So maybe I'll do a couple more throughout the week. And I can do them all at this time, like nice and early in the day, which is a lot of fun. So that's going to be my plan. And yeah, with that, I think I'm going to end the stream. I super appreciate you guys showing up. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me for a little bit. And I'll see you on another stream sometime soon. Bye-bye.